Bessar Stadium. Very knowledgeable crowd at Singapore. They love their football. Plenty of Liverpool and Manchester United fans here, and of course Singapore fans as well. Stay with us, everyone. On the way, it's Sporting up against Liverpool in the final of this NexLions Cup competition. We'll have a little chat first. Frank's joined us. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you. Looking forward to the final.
Yeah, I know Steve, so you don't have to introduce me there.
No, I gathered that.
Yeah, he's a good lad. We're all muckers, so Frank again is doing a great job for all the youngsters. It's difficult picking. We've had a chat off air, and it's difficult finding players this day and age. You know, there's such a saturation.
Really?
Yeah, really. I mean, Frank's been doing it for a long, long time, and you know, you're looking for sometimes proper defenders, and that sounds stupid when you're saying we want someone who can just defend, and good defenders, and you don't get them this day and age, and it's difficult, isn't it, Frank?
You know, we're doing a lot of the clubs that do practice a lot of the technical stuff, and the technical side of the game has gone up dramatically in the Premier League now, even with the younger teams. So, but Steve's right, you know, it's still hard to find top defenders and top midfield players like him who could put a foot in and still be fantastic on the ball as well.
What's your scouting network like? Yeah,
we scout. We always want scousers in our team. You know, the main ones we want, if we could get 11 Steven Gerrards, 11 Steve McManamans and Steve McMahons, we'd always do it. But, you know, the club is a massive club, so we have to get the best. So if we can't get them from Kirby, we'll go everywhere else, and we go all over England. We'll go into Europe, and we're in South America and America. Mark Pelosi's playing tonight. We signed him from the States. So, you know, it's really wide now, the scouting network.
It's going to be tough today, isn't it?
Oh, these are good. We played them in the Next Generation tournament, which is one in a European competition. Last year they beat us 3-1 at Anfield and 5-1 at Sporting. So
same setup, same players?
No, it's a year younger, and we're a year younger obviously, but they're very good. You know, I've seen a lot of these players and I've scouted 2 or 3 of them as well.
Which ones do you want?
I'm not telling you which one.
Number 7.
Number 7. Yeah.
Number 7. Many's a good player. We don't have to ask Frank to, and he won't give any clues away. But I'll tell you, number 7 is one to watch. We've seen him play. He's a good player. And the 14. What you tell me his name?
Edelina.
Edelina. He's the brother of the guy who just signed for Barcelona. Am I right, Frank? Yeah. And there's a lot of talent in this Sporting Lisbon team. 2 have signed for Barcelona. 1 has signed for Liverpool.
We played, they beat us twice, and we think we did a really good deal with them and took one of the best players. So he came with it.
So what he's saying is you don't mind getting beat as long as we take their best players. That's okay.
Is the result important on a tournament like this?
This for us is the experience more than the tournament. You know, the tournament is unbelievable. You know, they've looked after us so well, Kirkwall Sports. The hotel, the flights, everything, they've looked after us. The competition is first class. The people and fans in Singapore have been unbelievable. So it's about the experience of everything for the boys, not just the game.
What about the experience of your first game? That was up against Singapore. They gave a really good account of themselves. Were you happy with the way your team performed?
Yeah, I thought it was quite a professional performance from us. They were physically a little bit stronger than us because they had older players. But you know, that's why we're here. We're here to try and play against older and stronger players, and you know, it brings a different side of the character out of the player as well.
You're looking forward to the final, Steve. What are you looking to get out of watching this game?
I mean, with different styles of play. I'm hoping that Liverpool can cope with the movement of Sporting Lisbon, because the triangles that they play is fantastic. So it's a great learning process for the youngsters of Liverpool to see if they can keep the shape and don't start chasing shadows, and organisation qualities come into this. So, and again, Frank is right, it's about learning process. But Frank will also tell you, you've got to have a winning mentality as well. It's no good keep getting beat all the time, 5-1s and 4-1s and 3-1s, and yet you're playing marvellous football. Youngsters have got to have the grit and determination to win games. And I'm sorry, I don't see that enough in youngsters. You know, that typical midfield player or centre half that can grab the game by the scruff of the neck, not just technically, but in terms of his physical presence as well.
Frank, you brought with you a squad that's come high with reputation. Can you just highlight some of the key players or the players that you're really excited about?
Obviously the boy who scored Yessel, we took him from Germany in the summer. He's a top player. I saw him playing out in Mexico and scored about 8 goals in the World Cup there. Did really, really well. So
is he playing tonight?
He's injured. He was on crutches last night, so he got a bit of a knock here. So we're going to, keep him off the game. Jerome Sinclair also got an injury while he was here, unfortunately. The youngest ever player to play for our club, 16 and 6 days. So I think he's going to have a really bright future and he'll score some goals.
What about Morgan? There's lots of being said about over this part of the world before the tournament started about Adam Morgan. Is he ready? Can he step up in the near future?
Well, he's played a couple of games in the first team. It's difficult for, he's still 18, so he's got a lot to learn. One thing he is a goal scorer, so his all-round game still needs working on, but when he's in the box and he gets a chance, he'll score a goal.
We were confused a little bit, Frank, by the way he was playing wide right. You say he's a natural goal scorer, but we felt like we didn't get to see the best of him.
Well, that's the formation we're playing. Obviously, we played 4-3-3 to start with.
Is that the same as the first team? Is that why you did it?
Yeah, we've spoken with the manager, and the manager wants us to start using a different formation, and we're working on it, and we're going to work on it. His philosophy is to play that throughout the club, and it's great for us because we're getting real direction of what he wants to do. Morgan will play wide as he played in the first team against in the Europa Cup. So, and Yessel is a striker. He's a number 9.
Quick prediction, please, Frank, for tonight. Am I allowed to ask that?
I'm really going to enjoy the game, and Steve will enjoy it, and you'll enjoy it. So, prediction: hopefully a 1-0 win to Liverpool.
Hey, Frank, really appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Best of luck later on. Quick prediction from you, please, Steve.
I'm gonna just enjoy the game a bit like Frank, and hopefully we get goals in the game. I think Liverpool will find it difficult to cope with the movement and the pace of Sporting Lisbon. It really will. I think the youngsters have got a lot to learn, and it will be a learning process, but I think Sporting Lisbon will probably tip this game.
Do you think it's going to be goals?
Yes, I hope so. There's two good teams, and certainly the way Sporting Lisbon play the football, they can't be anything else but goals, because that's the style of play, the movement, the passing, the pace, and it'll cause Liverpool problems tonight. That's for sure. Liverpool have to be very disciplined to cope with the movements of Sporting Lisbon.
We are very happy to be joined by someone representing Sporting. Hi, I'm Andy. Hey, you? Yeah, very well. Yeah, nice to see you. We're just talking about the prowess of this Sporting team. We've been very impressed with their game against Manchester United. Again, you put out a very, very strong side for this game against Liverpool. You must be taking this competition very seriously.
Well, normally we take all the competition seriously because our club, we like to win every time. But on the youth development aspects, first of all, we like our players to benefit with these tournaments, international tournaments, and competing with great teams such as Liverpool and Man United, and even the national team of Singapore, a bit older. So it's good the competition for us. But most important is that even at halftime yesterday, we were losing the game, and I was happy because I could see our philosophy on the pitch, and this is very important. They try to play the game on the positive side. So normally, if this happens, and most of the games, normally we can win as a consequence, not to win at the first time, win as a consequence of playing good football. And that's our main goal, is to play good football, develop good football players to play for our first team.
It was fantastic to watch against Manchester United. Several players stood out, including Carlos Mane, who looked fantastic. How close would he be to getting into the first team?
For example, Carlos is with us for the last 10 years. Carlos is a great kid, he's a good football player, good potential football player. And if I told you that Carlos normally, he played all his life as a number 7, yesterday he was making us a favor playing as number 9, and he also played well. That's why they understand the game on a technical level. So for us that's very important, because they are players not only to play for Sporting, but to play for another club or another country. So they have to understand the game. That's what we try to do, and I think we achieve that sometimes.
Are Sporting Lisbon a selling club, or they feed a club to lots of other top European clubs? I know fairly recently You've sold a couple of players to Barcelona and one of your players to Liverpool. Is that what you're looking for, to produce them to go on to bigger and better things?
That's a very good question. We want to keep that players more time. If we can keep them more time, we can earn more titles. So otherwise, our academy is more well known than our first club, our first team, because from our maybe our size, the size of our budget. Normally we are small fish. We have to sell players a bit sooner than we wanted to. So it depends of how are we with the first team, how the need that we have to sell players. But for example, Nani for Man United for 25.5 million euros wasn't a bad selling. Cristiano with 17 years old, we sold him to Man United for 15 million. Okay, today you can say it wasn't a good sell, but he had only one more year of contract. It was difficult. So we'd like to have him more time.
I hope you had a nice sell-on afterwards as well, because you get a second 25% sell-on when it gets sold from Manchester United. I know the business, let me tell you, so it's not all bad news. But you're right, you've got to be able to balance quality and trying to get a first team which is successful in your local competitions, and selling your players to keep your club going as financial.
So if we assume that you are a selling club, we're not assuming that. We do it because we have to do it. If you assume that, even to do that, you have to be present more often on the Champions League. It's a better window. So even there, you have to have better players to be present and make nice appearances.
Do you know much about the Liverpool team that you're playing later?
Yes, we played Liverpool twice last year on NexLions. There'll be change, but we know a little bit about the way of playing the game. We've been watched the game yesterday, so I think our technical team are well informed.
We've been told that you beat them 5-1 and 3-1.
3-0.
Yeah, 3-0. We were told that Liverpool actually scored a goal against us.
Yes. Let me tell you that even last year, with the first year of the tournament at Europe, it was a great. Our team was a very good team. They were played together for the last 10 years, so there was a very good team. This one's very good, but last year was another level up.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I love watching the way you play, the style of play. I mean, being brought up playing football, it's great to see. And even if you are a selling club, you'd probably be the Harrods of the European shop. I think I'd shop in your shop any day of the week.
Let's hope.
Yes, I would do, definitely.
We'd like to take a quick look back at the goals that you scored against Manchester United last time out, because Mane took that first goal superbly. Any other? You got Edilino starting today.
Yes.
Is that because he impressed you so much?
No. We know Edilino. Even Edilino could play as a 6, as an 8, as a 7, as a 2. Edilino could play.
Is that how you bring your players up?
Many positions. Now it depends on their general characteristics and what they have to understand with the game. So, but yesterday we needed more speed. The technical felt that. We put Edilino, and he made a good response. I think it's a good price for him to start.
Edilino changed the game. He changed the face of the game completely. And you're right. We looked at Mane, and he is a good player. We know that. But Edilino changed the game and changed the way, the purpose of your side, and you had more of a killer instinct. And when I walked past the half-time, I seen a young boy who he brought off for Edilino, and he was crying his eyes out.
He was
crying his eyes out.
He was.
He was really, really upset. And I haven't seen that passion in a young footballer.
Listen, his name is he's a Brazilian kid.
Yes.
Farley Rosa. It's a Brazilian kid. He has lots of quality. He's a very good player. As you saw in the first half. He can touch the ball. He can squeeze the ball in between narrowed places, and he loves the game.
Yes,
that's very important. He really loves the game, and he just wants to play. It's like a little kid.
Just tell us about another player who's not starting tonight, but scored against Manchester United, Christian Pondé. Big things expected of him.
This is a nice history, with a nice story to tell. Christian Pondé came out from a Romanian family that arrived to Portugal when he was 8 years old, and some TV guy found him playing football and filmed here, and everybody saw, and then all the big clubs went there to get him, and other big clubs, I won't say the name,
Chelsea.
No, big clubs in Portugal.
Oh, okay.
Because it's
I heard
a small
Chelsea,
country, good. Also Chelsea, but a more advanced stage.
Don't you like saying Benfica, no?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I can have problems with my throat.
Yes, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and other clubs offer him like houses, job for their family, all of that. And Sporting just offered, I think we can make your son a good footballer. And he chose our club, and today we are very happy with the stages that have been going on. He's under 18, so we still have much faith on his potential. I think he could be a nice football player.
Diego, thank you very much for your time. I wish you all the best for tonight's encounter.
Top man, thank you very much. Excellent, thank you.
Plenty of people packed inside the Jalan Besar Stadium. A lot of them Liverpool supporters. They have a mighty tough test ahead of them as they take on Sporting in the final of this NexLions Cup here in the Lion City. Party time at the Jalan Besar Stadium. Sporting up against Liverpool in the final of this NexLions Cup competition. We've already seen Manchester United clinch third place by beating a Singapore select side by 2-1, but this really is the creme de la creme that we are looking at of the under-19s. John Wilkinson joins me. Had a nice break from commentary.
Yeah, nice to get away from Paul for a while.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
It's been awful.
Yeah, shocking. He's sweating buckets up there. It's ridiculous.
Still rather a cool night here at the Jalan Besar Stadium. The crowd is coming in nicely. A lot of Liverpool supporters. For those that wouldn't have seen Sporting play, though, a word of warning.
Well, they missed an absolute treat, because as soon as those boys get the ball in the final third, it's anybody's guess what they're going to do. They'll make no mistake, they'll play very, very different to Liverpool. Liverpool will get the ball down on the floor and they'll be taking 1 and 2 touch in all areas. Sporting, they'll get the ball forward a little bit quicker, but when they do, it's just individuals play time. Fantastic stuff to watch. For Kobo is one to look out for. He starts usually in the first 20 minutes as a holding midfielder, but towards the latter stages he'll start bombing on and joining in with the attackers, making a third man running. Carlos Mane, exceptional, drops into that little hole area and turns quickly.
We question whether Mane, you can see there, was an out-and-out goal scorer. We've just been speaking to Diego and he's like, well actually no, he's a number 7. He's played number 7 for 10 years. We just needed someone further up the field with a bit of imagination.
Well, he's really doing the job well, isn't he? Definitely not an out-and-out goal scorer, because he gets in great areas and kind of fluffs his lines a little bit, but he's getting in areas he's getting himself in those areas that a lot of people won't be able to get into. Fantastic ability, very exciting to watch.
Just the one change for Sporting, Adelino in for Farley Rosa. No surprise to see Adelino starting, given
yes, I liked Rosa though.
Oh, you did?
I did like him a little bit. Yeah, I saw his movement was great. I didn't think he was getting enough of the ball. His fault sometimes, he wasn't demanding it enough. He seems to be in his shell a little bit. I think that's a personality trait that the coaches need to get hold of. I did like him though.
One thing that certainly comes from speaking to anyone connected with Sporting is the confidence that they have in their youth setup. Do they do something different that, say, the other European clubs don't do?
I don't think so. I think it might be a cultural thing. I think, I know friends of mine who play down in Brazil, they're just saying, just so happy to be playing football, happy to be part of a team. They just like to all be lads together, and I think it's more of a cultural thing than anything else. But as much as they all like to be together and as a team, as soon as they get the ball, they like to be by themselves and they like to do things by themselves. But yeah, for me, most technically gifted team here at the moment.
Also looking forward to seeing Liverpool in action as well. 2 changes for them. Samayaso, as you heard from Frank earlier, is injured. Really upset we're not going to see more of a striker who's scoring goals for fun last time out. He's replaced by Yelani Bayo. Joe Maguire coming in at left back to replace Brad Smith. And again, we knew the reputation that this Liverpool side had coming to Singapore. Did they show much of that in that first game?
No, they didn't. I thought they were rather disappointing. Credit to Singapore though, because I don't think Singapore really let them play too much, really crowded them out. I wanted Morgan to play in a more central role, because he's the one who's really come in with a big reputation. Cream always does rise, as they say, and I think now I'm hearing rumours that he's going to play up front as a proper striker, as a proper number 9, if you like. So I'm really looking forward to him. Money on him getting on the score sheet, because as good as Sporting are going forward, they're not that solid at the back, which is always going to be the way. The way they play, they're always going to leave gaps, and I'm tipping Morgan to exploit that.
Dave Roberts, he's been very quiet recently. What's he been up to?
I was just going to pass a few words about how serious it all looks down here. I tell you what, boys, all the way through this tournament, they've been saying it's all about learning, it's all about the experience, it's all about the growth of the players. But when you get down on pitch side, certainly over the last 10-15 minutes, seriousness is certainly creeping in to the build-up for both teams. Alex Inglethorpe, I was asking him a little bit earlier for how his team's going to line up, and he's saying, why, who wants to know? Who wants to know? And it's not aggression, but it's certainly he wants to protect his playing pack. And it's the same on the Sporting side. They're all very, very keeping their cards close to their chest. So I think the next 90 minutes, what lies upon us for the final game, is going to be a tasty little affair. Neither side wants to lose this.
We had Brian McClare in the studio last night, and we tried to ask him for the Manchester United lineup.
No chance. No chance. Well, of course, you know, Dave's saying there that they both want to win. I mean, it's no coincidence that these are like top two teams in Europe. These are very, very good squads, very, very good sides. But that winning mentality is infectious, and that winning mentality is what all the top sides in Europe have. And it starts from young. It starts when they get these boys at the age of 10 and they drum it and they brainwash it into them. It is about development, but it's about developing winners, and that's what they have.
It's no surprise to see that winning mentality certainly seems to be a theme throughout tonight. Steve McMahon was talking about it all throughout the evening. What about other key players for Liverpool? From the first game, Jordan Lussey, for example, in the centre of the park. Yeah, did you like what he was doing?
He was very, very good. He was dropping a little bit too deep for me sometimes. Like to see him push on. Maybe start a little bit further forward, then drop deep, and then it gives him more space. Jordan Ebay, I like him a lot. Very, very quick, very exciting. He looks like more of a Sporting player, actually.
Right, he does, yeah. He patrols the left-hand side.
He does, yeah. He patrols the left-hand side. He's very, very quick, likes to go on the outside. I'd like to see him mix his game up a little bit more when he gets the ball, sometimes cut inside, because, you know, it is personal battles all over the pitch. It's about playing mind games with the defender that's marking you. This is, you know, attacking-wise. So he's very, very exciting for me.
And also we heard about Pelosi, this American.
Oh, he's another one. Yeah, he was one of my favourites
signed.
actually. Yeah, Mark Pelosi. I like him a lot. Very technically gifted. Doesn't have a lot of pace, but what he lacks in pace, he really is quick up top. He has a fantastic footballer's brain already. So he's another one for me, another standout player.
And number 8, Dunn.
Dunn's a good player. Very, very cultured, two-footed. Passes the ball properly, doesn't flick around. He just passes the ball, enjoys the instep. But he plays the ball very, very quickly. He sees things a little bit quicker than everybody else, so he's a good player as well.
I haven't got John's reaction to that Singapore performance. I know you have to dash up to be with Paul again. I know you've missed him, but just give us your reaction. Where are the FAS and the development of their players?
They're not far away. I mean, okay, the Singapore side were a little bit more senior, but I don't want to dwell on that too much because I've already said that a 21-year-old Singapore lad is a little bit further away than an 18-year-old lad from Europe. So Singapore can take a lot of positives away from this tournament. I think they did really, really well.
Looking forward to these SEA Games come 2015. We're going to let John shoot off upstairs with Paul Mason because there's live action coming away from the Jalan Besar Stadium. It is the final of the NexLions Cup competition between Sporting from Lisbon and Liverpool. Stay with us, everyone. We are set for what should be a very exciting encounter.
Absolute cracker, that is for sure. As the anthem from Liverpool rings out, the fans with their scarves held high above their heads. You'll never walk alone. That's just a little bit English-centric, shall we say, because the Portuguese are here in force as well. There are pockets of Sporting Lisbon fans all over the place, but it's all about the Liverpool anthem at the moment. game at Anfield, and it's been received just as well here in Singapore. And I'm sure wherever you are in the world, it is a song that needs no introduction, as is this song. It is, of course, the FIFA anthem, as the sides are ready to walk out onto the field of play. Abdul Malik, the referee, will walk the teams out, and we will get ready for this final. The NexLions Cup 2012 is moments away from kicking off. Liverpool in their traditional red strip and Sporting in their traditional green and white hoops. Both sides have produced numerous players through the academies throughout the years, none more so than Sporting Lisbon. Really is a plethora of talent that has come through their system and their ranks, from the likes of Ronaldo, etc. and co, to Stevie G from Liverpool. As the handshakes go all the way down the line, John Wilkinson has sprinted into the commentary position from his little...
I pulled a hammy.
I've got some ice for you later, don't worry. John, we are expecting a belter, aren't we? Sporting looked very, very good. Liverpool was stout.
Yeah, make no mistake, Sporting for me are a notch better than the other teams here in this tournament at the moment. I'm really excited to watch them. They're going to really enjoy themselves in this final, I'm sure.
Abdul Malik is the referee then, the man without the ball in the four officials. There is the Liverpool side. Not many changes. That is how serious both of these teams are taking this game. Make no mistakes about that. And we know that there is one forced change for Liverpool, as Samid Yessil did pick up an injury and was allegedly on crutches last night, which is not a good sign, but he has made the bench today, so it can't be as bad as it seems.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Paul, after I've just seen Samid Yessil just walking around there, I'll be very surprised if he gets on the pitch. He was walking around rather gingerly.
There is the huddle for Sporting, and as you can see, instructions being bashed out. It was great to hear from Abel Ferreira and also Pedro Alfonso de Luz before the game, and they were talking very positively, and questions being asked by Steve McMahon, and some telling questions as well about is Sporting a selling club, and they said they want to keep the players for longer, but because of the position that they're in, they have to let players go at certain times.
Yeah, and I think that's understandable. It really is, especially in today's age. Liverpool a bit of a selling club maybe at the moment, Paul?
Oh, that's harsh, John, and there'll be people out there now throwing things at the television, I'm sure. But the position that they find themselves in January will tell us the answer, because I'm sure that the board will make funds available for more players to come in, particularly after last night's defeat 3-1 against Aston Villa. As for Sporting Lisbon, they keep the same goalkeeper, the same back four, the same midfield. There's just the solitary change. No surprise there. Rosa, the Brazilian, has been left out. Edlino E will take his place. He was the man that came on in that first game and scored a brace, and it was him that turned the game on its head so that they defeated Manchester United. As for Liverpool, we've already highlighted Samid Yessil. In comes Yalami Biao, who actually played and came from Sporting's academy. Brad Smith at left back is out. Joe Maguire, the 16-year-old winger, will be asked to slot in there and do a job today. But it looks as though Jack Dunn will push a little bit further forward, as Bale will just sit in the middle of the park, as he's basically a defensive midfield player. So the sides are all set to go. It's going to be Sporting kicking from left to right in the green and white hoops that will get us underway. Abdul Malik, the referee, and a very experienced referee, has refereed the semi-finals of the Asia Cup, which is the equivalent to the European Championships. So a top referee here in Singapore. Ball is handed over, and it is Mane that will get the first touch, or will he get the second one? It will be revealed in the next few seconds. It looks as though it's going to be Stojanovic that will kick off the final of this year's NexLions Cup. Straight away, a long ball forwards, just trying to test out Joe Maguire. Joe Maguire's 16 years old. Liverpool have two 16-year-olds in the back four. Now Heaton, of course, the England under-16 international. He is playing, as is Joe Maguire. Easily won there by Martins, just stepped in and won the ball back. Here is Fakobo, who played brilliantly for about an hour, then went off his game for about 15 minutes and came back strong towards the end as well. He is a key to this Sporting side, isn't he?
He is. It's such a physical presence as well, towering over a lot of the other players. Like I was saying in the pre-match, that expect him to just stay deep for a while, just get himself played into the game, trying to get as much of the ball as possible, but he is dangerous when he gets forward and he drives towards the edge of the box.
Handball given very early on there. Lloyd Jones, the Welsh international, signed from Plymouth a couple of seasons ago, adjudged to have handled there. So a free kick in a very, very dangerous position.
Lloyd Jones, a Devon boy, is he? You got that information, Paul?
Taken early, just wide. No, I don't, but he was at Plymouth. That much we do know. He has played for Wales at the under-19 level, and he's still only 17 years old, so he's a talent, there's no question about that. You can see there, taken early, just trying to catch Ryan Fulton in goal on the hop. Another 16-year-old, so 3 16-year-olds, 4 actually. I do apologise for Liverpool. Jordan Ebay, the 4th, makes up the numbers of 16-year-olds in the Liverpool starting lineup. Well, one there from Jack Dunn. Tried to hook it over the top, but the man that got a yellow card against United, Semedo, we know he doesn't take chances. When it needs to be cleared up, he clears his lines. That's exactly what he did there. Took a deflection though, so it's going to be a Sporting ball. And Semedo will look to comfortably come out of defence again.
Yeah, Semedo strikes me as more of a attacking midfielder, just being asked to play in a defensive role. He was fantastic, very, very comfortable on the ball in the first game. Very happy to bring the ball out from defence all the way into midfield and play 1-2s and take people on. I did mention in the pre-match that Sporting, as good as they are going forward, they aren't the tightest at the back.
You will get opportunities against them. They did concede that penalty at the start of the second half after going 1 behind against United, but managed to fight their way back. There's Mane. Oh, he looks as though, oh, that's nasty.
He twisted his knee as he
just went underneath him, yep. Play will continue though. Morgan has been deployed on the left flank today, as opposed to the right flank that he was in the first game. Of course, already a first-team player, having played in the Europa League on numerous occasions already. Made his debut against Hearts. Colossi wins the throw. You've been talking very highly about this American lad, signed from the Anza Force Club in California, actually born in Germany, but he has played for the United States and really does do the business, no question about that. Here is Ebay. Ebay checks back, loses possession. Nicely cleared there from Martins.
Jordan Ebay is another one we spoke about, Paul, in the first game. He's a player that could be very exciting. Just like to see him more on the ball, Paul, right?
He has the pace. They want to get him out wide, and of course he is the youngest player ever to play in the Football League, just aged 15 years and 244 days, and then 6 days later went and did it again against Sheffield Wednesday and became the youngest ever goal scorer in the Football League. Quite remarkable. Wasn't even 16 at the time. Here he is, he delivers a nice high looping ball, but that's easy pickings for Miera. No one attacking that except the goalkeeper, who launches it early, trying to catch out Heaton, but he gets there first, brought down and possession kept. It is Forense, who played extremely well in the second half against Manchester United, and that's going to be a free kick.
Very, very busy, wasn't he, in the first game? It looks like he's carrying on where he left off. He's a very busy player, low centre of gravity.
Bao, the man that came from the Sporting Academy, actually had an opportunity to go and sign for Benfica as well, and also another couple of clubs in England, but selected and opted to go for Liverpool.
It's not a bad option to have, is it? You know, choose Benfica or Liverpool.
Let's see what delivery is done here. Malman clips one in, and again that's far too close to the 16-year-old Fullerton, who is the Scottish under-16 international keeper. Bowls it out quickly. Jordan Ebay losing out on that occasion. There is Fakobo, keeps it simple. Martins looks up, has options ahead of him, and one of them is Edlino. Edlino just slows it down, looks to go, and he's in behind. Edlino, he is in behind. Can he deliver quality? Well, Jordan Lucy, who plays in that sitting role just in front of the back four, had to just shuffle across there. It's come off his backside, so it's going to be a corner for Sporting.
Well, it was a little game of 2v2, wasn't it? And the Sporting players came out on top. Lucy had to get over there quickly. He's going to have to do a lot of that in this game, I think.
Stojanovic will be the man that delivers this. Fires it to the edge of the box. It's a free header in the end. Nobody coming out there. And we did see Edlino scoring a couple of goals, and on that occasion, just not guiding his header goal bound. More of a flick than anything else, rather than just trying to guide it in towards the target zone. Sporting pushing quite high up here. Morgan keeps possession. That's going to be a throw-in for Liverpool. John Maguire on the ball. Been at the club for 9 years, Joe Maguire, since he was 7 years old. Oh, and there's a injury there. Stojanovic looks as though he's gone to ground and he's struggling as well. Did he just turn his ankle as well? I think he might just have done that.
He looks in a lot of trouble, doesn't he?
He certainly does. Well, the man that scored 9 goals in 27 games. Oh, there he has it. It's his left ankle, dear. For Serbia. Actually played 3 games as well for the Sporting B side. They play in the Segunda Liga, which is the second division of Portuguese football. Of course, Sporting playing in the top division. The side can never get promoted, but they do get the opportunity to showcase against other teams. And it is a great learning curve as a reserve team to have them playing at that sort of level, which is pretty similar to the English way, as in the players get shipped out on loan, so they don't play en masse. They go out on loan to different clubs.
They stay part of the club.
Yeah.
I see a little bit of niggle already. So both clubs weren't fooling anybody when they said it's not about winning this thing.
We're here for the experience has been the line that's been most used, and obviously Steve McMahon highlighted something as Mane is going through here. That's a poor ball back. Mane's bearing down on goal. It's Mane! Just pulled wide.
This is exactly what we were talking about. He's not a natural goal scorer, but he gets himself in these positions out of sheer pace and quality.
Should really have done better there. At least hit the target. There's the mistake. The mistake came from Joe Maguire, trying to find Heaton at the back.
Just dragged it, didn't he? Did everything right, went for the far corner.
Wasn't a million miles away, we have to say that, but Sporting, very early on in this encounter, should really be one up. Stojanovic has come back onto the field of play, so that will be good for Sporting. He is battling and fighting for the ball down on this near side.
He was one that impressed us as well, Paul, wasn't he, in the first game? Stojanovic couldn't quite pin down what his best position was. He wasn't really sticking to one position, and as we saw on the screen just before kickoff, he's due to set up on the right. I've not seen him just stick on the right wing as yet. I think he's been given that free role.
Has got something about him though. I think you highlighted about just that extra gear or that change of pace, but again, if the mind's just as quick, if not quicker, and sometimes that can be forgiven. There's a long throw down the line, just flicked on. Morgan trying to get underneath it, but Semedo with the challenge. There's a little flick to no avail on that occasion from Stojanovic. Here's Heaton. Liverpool just looking to stroke it around, and another mistake there from Joe Maguire. Just been asked to slot in and do a job today down that left-hand side in the left-back position. Brad Smith has been omitted. Ribeiro down the left-hand side tries to be too precise. Free kick though, the challenge was a little bit late and a little bit hard coming in from Jordan Lucy. Just catches him there. That was enough, as the referee, you could see there in your shot, was the right place at the right time, but it gives an opportunity for Semedo to come forwards again. They've got Edlino, Mane, Kobo. They've got height in there and physical power and strength as well. So the referee marching out the 10 yards. Liverpool not even close really. It's about 6 yards away. So getting marched back to the 10. So Malman and Stojanovic over this. Malman delivers, block clear from Lucy.
Well, I can't really understand that. That's out on the left wing. That was just made for Stojanovic to whip it in. It was a bit unnecessary.
Well, not messing around as Ribeiro picks up the loose ball. They want to get things going quickly again. Semedo to Martins. Stojanovic just finds Martins again. Good feet shown by him, and this is good work down the right-hand side as Edlino looks to get in behind, gets pushed. The arms went up straight away there from Jack Dunn. He knew that that was a foul. Taken quickly though, not messing around for Kobo. Poor ball in from him, and it's picked up by Bayo. Nice turn there from Pelosi. Tries to escape down the right-hand side. Ibe has time and space and plays a nice ball back into Pelosi. Pelosi out wide to Morgan. Morgan delivers, just overcooks that, but you could see what he was trying to do and the area that he was trying to whip it into.
Yeah, and he tried to put a lot of pace on it. Very interesting already that Pelosi and Stojanovic, very, very similar on opposing teams. Very, very similar style of player. Worth keeping an eye on which one of them is more influential in this game. There is Pelosi.
Wanting the ball, coming short to try and get it. Maguire just elects to keep possession though. Lucy always available. Around the corner, a lot of time and space here though, gifted to Jack Dunn. Well, was that a shot? Was that a cross? It looked like he was just trying to hang it up. Maybe caught in two minds.
He was a bit surprised about how much time he actually had. He looked around a few times and realised that nobody's coming to close him down.
Ribeiro playing it out wide. I'll say into Mane. Good play here. Great play from Sporting, but the physical strength wasn't there. Mane with a shot though. Well, they had to trap back and try and clear their lines, Liverpool, and Mane just held out at the edge of the box here. Should really have done better again.
Well, you know, this is nothing new with Mane. We see this all the time. He's going to get a couple more chances before he does finally score.
It's an awful ball out there from Fulton, and a free kick again. That's going to be a yellow card straight away. Edlino was right on the money there, gambled and anticipated, won that back, and the yellow card will be shown. Ryan Fullerton just trying to be a little bit too clever playing out from the back. It's Mark Pelosi that goes into the book. Doesn't want to look at us after receiving that yellow card.
Alex down there telling the Liverpool boys to concentrate. Sporting definitely started brighter.
Jacobo's over this, as is Tavares. The wall is back to 10 yards. I'll have to wait for the whistle. It is for Kobo. Well, he had the power, but just not the guile.
Just wouldn't come down for him quick enough. But Sporting, as I said, Sporting definitely started the brighter. Liverpool working very, very hard, of course, to try to close down and stifle Sporting, but surely can't keep it up for the full 90 minutes and need to start playing themselves.
They will get a chance and an opportunity. that's for sure. Adam Morgan doing well and holding on to that and turning. Here's the throw in for Liverpool. Maguire looking for options. In the end it comes with Jack Dunn. Here he is again, just miscontrols that one though, took his eye off the ball. Great little turn though. Stojanovic releases a great ball out wide. Podense looking to break through. Checks inside and just totally miscues that with an air shot. Long man closing down quickly and winning it back though. Little scoop over the top. Podense gets there, holds on to the ball, and Bayao was having to track all the way back there and concedes the throw in. It was interesting to know that these two sides had met twice last year, and it was Sporting that ran out 5-1 winners and 3-0 winners. So maybe a little bit of revenge in the air from Liverpool, but Sporting very much having the upper hand at the moment. Ribeiro doing well and winning that one back. That's nice play from Sporting. Martin's been urged to break forwards and just flicks it wide. Edlino has time and space, and the quality not there on that occasion. Just needed to wrap his foot right round that just to bring it away and across that 6-yard box.
He didn't even really need to put much air on it. He just needed to sling it into an area. Mane had made a decent run towards the near post. Sporting could be happy with the way they started this game.
Abel Ferreira there, the coach for Sporting, looking on. It was really nice to get the frank views of the manager, Pedro Alfonso, before the game, where he said, we're here to learn and we want the kids to learn, but we're here to win. Make no question about that. At least the honesty was there. As Morgan again, look at the upper strength that he's got. Upper body strength just to shrug off the challenge. Looked like he got in behind, and there's a big cheer and a big roar there. Maybe we've got a new goalkeeper from Singapore in the crowd. Lossi keeps possession, as does Dunn. Liverpool look to switch the play. McLaughlin looks for the give and go. Jordan Ebe just turning. That's where you want to see him, faced up against an opponent and running at them with pace. Tried to flick it forwards, but the play got quelled. It got stopped. It's a nice little switch over to this near side. Stojanovic finding Martins, who again is bombing up and down this right hand flank just like he did in the first game. Here's Edlino, still Edlino. Another shot needed to be blocked by Lloyd Jones.
Was that Stojanovic calling for the ball then? No, I don't think it was. Edlino is fully entitled to go for goal there. I think when you've made the chance yourself and you burst into the box. Sporting defenders hadn't had a lot to do so far. Been very, very comfortable. Sporting goalkeeper even less. A very poised and interesting game coming up to 20 minutes.
Mane looking to use his pace to get in behind, and does. Managed to stay on his feet as well. Heaton having to track back and chase all the way back there. There is Fakobo getting caught in possession. Oh, that's a nasty one there. Little barge finds Jack Dunn sitting in the dugout. The referee just telling them to both calm down. Like a foul throw, but play allowed to continue. Martins flicks that one forwards. Bayao just mopping things up, just sitting in there. Fulton clears his lines this time, looks for Jordan Ebe. Gets crowded out by 2 green and white shirts, and it's Stojanovic that comes away with the ball. Big booming switch to this near side, and the flag's gone up. Adelino, he just looking across the line and getting caught straying there.
Adelino in Portuguese just said he wasn't. He clearly was.
Didn't realise your Portuguese was so good. I know exactly what he said, but it can't be repeated. Semedo mops and clears things up. So Liverpool guilty of not retaining possession. Martins looks for that big booming crossfield pass, but it's Liverpool that win that second ball. Pelosi, little flick from him, finds Maguire. Pelosi's made a run forwards here. It's a little nudge in the back, still retains possession. No free kick given. Semedo looks to play out from the back. Molman gets caught in possession. That's going to be a free kick. Tavares going straight through Mayo. It's got to be a yellow card, surely.
Just guilty of overplaying there, Sporting. Won the ball. What you needed to do was just pass the ball to one of your teammates without embellishing too much. Liverpool in a decent area. Do they have somebody on their side who can really test the Sporting goalkeeper? Let's have a look.
Yeah, they're not really been forced into action in both of the games that he's played. Hasn't really had to pull off a wonder save, as it were, or a really good, comfortable save. So this could be a test for him. The ball's all lined up. Let's see what quality can be produced here. It's fired through, it's got deflected. It was Jack Dunn.
Well, it was moving. It's a really good strike, really got hold of it.
Went across the ball as well, almost with the outside of the left foot. As it is, it's going to be a corner. Morgan and Diz, who's gone out to take this. 4 red shirts in the box. Fired in across that 6-yard line, and Semedo goes and wins the header comfortably in the end. It was interesting to see that Sporting had left 2 players upfield, which meant Liverpool had to withdraw players to defend as well. Lucy with the throw. Lash out there from Jack Dunn, just trying to get hold of the ball. Jack Dunn just tackling his own man, Bayo, who goes to ground again. Well, we don't like to see the gestation, do we? Show him a yellow card, let the referee do his game. You've been fouled, get up and get on with it.
Yep. Made a bit of a meal of it, to be fair, as the ball was going out of play anyway, but another dangerous position here for Liverpool.
This time they've sacrificed more bodies forwards. 5 in the box, 3 patrolling in and around. It's a deep, loopy one. It's a tester there for Miera, who had to fist it away.
Well, didn't he, Miera? Under a lot of pressure.
Well, both entitled to go for that. It's a knock to the head for his woes. Interesting to see there that the metal studs just on the bottom of those boots, which is the norm back in the UK, where players like to wear moulded studs. On this surface you can play with plimsolls, you can play with trainers, you could play with whatever you wanted really, as it's AstroTurf, but a lot of players do prefer playing with a multi-stud on this, don't they?
Yeah, I just find when the higher the studs are, the more chance you have of rolling your ankle on this one, on this surface. The old in the UK though, if you're a centre back, it's kind of frowned upon by your coaches if you do wear you do wear a moulded stud. Weren't even allowed to wear a moulded stud, really, when you were playing for. Yeah, I don't even think they're invented, to be fair.
I'm not that young. Just have to nail the studs into the bottom of my boots. Here's eBay. He's going to go on the outside, and this is what we want to see from him. Pace to burn, goes past two, and can deliver into the box, but straight for Miera, who picks that one up rather easily.
Well, that's what Jordan eBay's all about, power and pace and being positive and decisive.
There's something at the other end here. The ball has checked. Mane's gone through. Mane with time and space, pulls it back, headed off the line. Well, Liverpool can be grateful there. What an opportunity that was to open the scoring.
Oh, Mane just pulled it back a little bit too far behind Stojanovic. Couldn't get it on time. Couldn't really get it on goal with any purchase.
Danger's not clear yet, though, as Martins gets faced up and he's got pushed back, and that's a nice little ball back inside for Edlino. Edlino looks to get to the byline, manages to get a cross in out, and nothing, no, and it's got to be drilled back across goal. Podense snatching at the shot. You feel if it would have been his left foot, it would have hit the back of the net, but here's the incident. You can see the ball just checking on the turf, and Mane squaring it back. And a little bit of a sclaff, it has to be said, from Stojanovic.
It's a technical term, sclaff. Very nice, Paul. I just feel that Mane could have pulled the trigger himself, get it on his right foot and bend it into the far post. Unselfish play, just a little bit behind Stojanovic. Two exciting passages of play from both teams there. First eBay and then Mane.
No warning sides for everyone. eBay checks his run and has to go again, but that's a poor ball from Pelosi. Well closed down though. Jack Dunn working his socks off just to make sure that it's not an easy way out for Sporting. It's unusual. Miera taking the kick from the centre of the goal. You don't see that very often these days. As keepers are usually allowed to dictate and select where they want to take the kick from. No nonsense defending there from McLaughlin. Just plays it back home. 28 minutes gone, and it's 28 minutes that has flown by, really, because there has been opportunities and chances. More for Sporting, it has to be said, but Liverpool aren't out of this. 0-0, the NexLions Cup 2012. Thank you for joining us wherever you are in the world. Has been a thoroughly entertaining competition. Martins has a little bit of time and space, looks up, finds Edlino down the line. Mane, who we've already seen has that pace to get past players, checks back, pulls it onto his left. That's a free kick. It is as simple as that. Heaton can't quite believe it, but you've got to say that when Mane does this and checks back, when you put your leg out and the contact's there, it's easy for the referee to give the free kick.
Now, Heaton, you've got to be absolutely raging, because last thing you want to do as a big, strapping centre-back is chase little Carlos Mane out on the right wing. These questions have to be asked.
Chance to deliver quality, though, that's for sure. Stojanovic.
Yeah, no need to put too much pace on this one, Paul. Just help it into an area there.
Let's see what he does.
It's all about the runs now. Don't go in too early. Flight that ball in and attack it.
6 green and white shirts in the box to aim for. It's clipped to across the 6-yard line, and it's just flicked behind in the end from Bayo.
He was a little bit too far behind some of his players. I like that closer towards the goalkeeper, but pressure's still on Liverpool now.
Almost looked there as though Tavares had a free header at that, but there were just bodies in the way, so corner to be taken by Malman. Delivers, and again no one with a free clean header. Long range shot, drilled, goal bound. Almost testing the keeper. Goal kick has been given, and it's Stojanovic who pulled the trigger and wasn't a million miles away.
No, it wasn't. I think it might have even brushed the post. Very, very good strike.
Well, we'll see from here if it was a save or whether it did hit the post. Is that going in?
It was. It just bent away. Yeah, it was a save.
That was going in or going to hit the post.
That
a brilliant
was a
save.
very, very good save that he wasn't allowed to claim credit for.
What is it? You stand up and shake your hands. I didn't touch it.
Yeah, I didn't touch it.
I think the old days it was, yep, I saved that.
I saved that, take the corner.
Now it changes, of course. Martins tries to help that one forwards. Edlino wins the header. Just hacked clear, but only as far as Martins again.
Martins had a good game so far.
He had a good game in the opening game against Manchester United down the right-hand side as well. Pulls it back, Edlino. That's a lovely ball inside. Stojanovic. That's a great bit of skill. Gets upended by Jelani Bayo. That's going to be a free kick again in a very, very dangerous position.
Very clever play. Knows exactly where the two players are around him. You may not be the quickest over the first 5-10 yards, but his brain's quicker than most players on the pitch. Very, very cultured player, Stojanovic.
Tavares is over this one again, as is Fakobo. Fakobo managed to find row D last time. Will it be him from this angle? Well, you would feel that Tavares, it's going to suit him as the left footer. It is Tavares, and the same outcome, except maybe row E. Well, I would have said C. Just slightly forward from Fakobo's free kick. As it is, Liverpool breathe another huge sigh of relief. Good header there from Joe Maguire. Rossi helps that one on. Semedo picks up that ball, and here is Ribeiro. Ribeiro just trying to get on the end of it, picked up by Dunn. McLaughlin helps that one forwards. Ibe. That's just down to sheer brute strength there, shoulder to shoulder. Ibe wanting the free kick, not given. Ribeiro. Padense, those two just having a little bit of keep ball. Padense looking to switch play. And does ever so well to throw it all the way over to Edlino. Edlino pulls it back. Martins, good strong challenge coming in there, but Edlino still has the ball. Nice little turn from Edlino. Edlino tried to pull it back. There were 4 green and white shirts, of which 3 were unmarked. Well, and again, Liverpool having to close down very quickly.
Well, credit due to Edlino here, because he actually could have gone down and did very well to skip and stay on his feet. Today's game, far too many players go down unchallenged. He did very, very well there.
Stojanovic floats this one in this time, but the header from Tavares not as good. I do have to say that in the 34 minutes we've had so far in this game, it has quite literally been one-way traffic.
Yeah,
Liverpool have had to defend here, but they're defending stoutly, which is good. Sporting are the ones that are causing the problems, but football can be a funny game as Dunn just nicks the ball away. Dunn keeps possession. Morgan steps inside and just loses out. Pelosi picks up the loose ball and throws it out wide into the path of Jordan Ibe. Jordan Ibe squared up, left foot in. Morgan with a header. It just ran past the ball. That was unlucky, that was. But again, like we're just saying there, John, Liverpool will get opportunities and chances, and as you can see, he's just gone beyond the ball.
He has gone beyond the ball. He was a little bit caught flat-footed. Timing was a little bit off, and the ball was a little bit behind him. But you see what Morgan's all about. He's not one to carry the ball and to make things happen. He needs the service. He needs the service coming in regularly for him to shine. A little warning for Sporting there. They can't take things too lightly and be too overly confident and comfortable. They may have had a bulk of possession, but possession doesn't win you games.
I was just looking at the back four there of Liverpool, how they just set themselves for that free kick. Everybody tucked in, they're very compact, very difficult to break down. So that is why Sporting are trying these big booming switch balls to try and hit Liverpool. Now look, they'll take it quickly now, they'll look to come this way. There you go, there's another one of those booming balls. Unfortunately for Tavares, the referee has said the ball was still moving. Ribeiro just not happy with that decision at all, saying there was a push, and that's why the free kick was given. Long ball again, little head down. Mane! Was that a penalty? Well, you saw the hands go up straight away from Lloyd Jones, so you feel that some contact was made, but the header back in from Edlino was absolutely spot on.
Yeah, it was a great little header. And the head is what Mane needed there. He needed to just really, a little diving header, but was he pushed? Maybe a little bit. But I think if he goes with his head there, he scores.
It's a typical defender's reaction, though. The arms up like that. I didn't touch him.
That's the telltale sign.
That is a telltale sign. And players know, don't they?
Yeah.
It was only Mane that was really complaining about that one, but
it's a tough decision for Abdul Malik to make, though, Paul, don't you think?
Yeah, it's a very tough decision. We've seen penalties given for that, but we don't want to see a game decided on an outcome of a decision like that. So we want to see a nice attacking, open game of football, which is exactly what we've had here. Sporting are the ones asking the questions, but Liverpool aren't backing down and are at least pushing and having a go back when they get the opportunities as well. Here is Ribeiro. Ribeiro playing that one forward, easily dealt with, though. Lloyd Jones just brings it down on his chest. Ayo losing out, the second bounce just getting away from him. He can let that go back to Fulton in goal, and Liverpool can start again. Rayo gets kicked and caught. That's going to be a yellow card. Abdul Malik brandishes it to Tavares.
Well, there really isn't anywhere for Liverpool to go in the centre of the park. Sporting really crowded and dominated that area. Liverpool don't have enough bodies there to make anything telling happen. They'll get a lot more joy out wide, I think.
Liverpool have said that they've come here with the philosophy of the way that the first team play, so they are trying to emulate that, so that players can just go in and slot into positions if needed or required, which of course is always important. Well, that looks as though that could be nasty. Is that another twist in the ankle?
Right. Careful not setting the trap. Pelosi.
It looks as though he's really struggling. It's going to be a change straight away, and it's a lovely little story about the man that's coming on. It looks as though it's Fale Rosa that's coming on. Steve McMahon said he was walking down by the dugouts yesterday, and on Friday, sorry, and when he was brought off, Rosa was in absolute tears at being substituted. So he just said that's the passion that there is for this. It's just gone down. That's not good at all. That is Moman. He was substituted in the first game. It's Pondé who came on that occasion. It is Rosa who is going to come on here, though, the Brazilian.
Oh, Wallace and Moman does really seem like to be in quite a lot of pain. Always very painful when it's one of your joints. It looks like his ankle. Fale Rosa is someone I enjoyed watching in the first game. Very lively. Lots of imagination.
Well, again, listening before the game of Pedro Afonso saying about how passionate he is. He just lives, breathes, eats and sleeps football. And he was saying the reason that he was crying because all he wants to do is play, and he just felt disappointed that he was brought off. It's not the coach's fault. It was more. He's a little bit disappointed in himself that he felt he could have given and done a little bit more. But it just transpires that that substitution, bringing on Edlino, absolutely turned the game on its head against United. Mistake there from Semedo. Ball played back in, flag's gone up, it's not going to count. Adam Morgan pushing a little bit further forward here. That's going to be a close one. Yep, he's off, clearly off. Good yard offside there.
Yep. Well, a lovely little story about Rosa there it was. And what a nice way to be. But to be so in love with the game. How nice it would be if he can continue to be that way into his professional career. Still a lot of footballers I've come across out there that are still so in love with the game. Never let it become a job.
Bale. Flossie. Good ball out wide, and Maguire's got an opportunity to deliver here. Only found was Semedo, who puts his foot straight through it, and Mane is on the chase, so you know what's happening. No nonsense defending from Heaton. Just launches it out into the safety of the stands. No nonsense. Liverpool will look to see this through to half-time, and I would think that they'd be very pleased with the way that the game's gone, that they haven't conceded. The shape hasn't looked too bad defensively, they've got it right. It's just at the other end where they need to add that killer instinct, and I suppose the same could be said for Sporting. They're the ones that have created opportunities, John, but haven't capitalised on them.
Yeah, but they're the ones.
Flag stayed down. Hold on a second, John, because Mane is in behind. He's got options in front of him. Mane pulls it back. Edlino. And
well,
again,
that just highlighted what you said, Paul, didn't it?
Yeah.
But one thing is, Sporting can miss chances, and I'm pretty comfortable to know that they're going to have a few more in this game. Liverpool, really, if they get any opportunities, they really need to put them away. So I just feel they're going to be kind of few and far between. Really has
it's a lovely ball in behind. Mane's looking to get in. Good defending in the end. Heaton was the wrong side and then managed to get himself back the right side. Semedo helps that one forwards. For Kobo, comes up against someone his own size there, but nicely won. Good work from Martins.
Well, Heaton,
this is starting to get a little bit tasty now. Ibe skips past the challenge. Has he won the throw-in? Yes, he has. He just backheels it.
Sorry, Paul. I was just saying that now Heaton really has his work cut out tonight, doesn't he, with Carlos Mane. He can't rest for a second. Carlos Mane always on his shoulder.
Well, I mean, Mane is 18. He's playing for Portuguese under-19 national team. He's played 5 times, scored 2 goals, played for Sporting B this year, and Heaton's just out of school. He's only 16 years old. So, I mean, this is a real test for a very, very young man.
Well, yeah, it's going to hold him in good stead, isn't it? This is a real learning curve for him, obviously playing against quality players like Kobo, Carlos Mane. It's really going to help him develop and grow as a player.
McLaughlin picks up the loose ball, keeps possession. Lucy out wide. McLaughlin looks to go on the overlap. As it is, it's fizzed inside to Jack Dunn. Jack Dunn gets his pocket pick there, and a chance here for Stojanovic to come forwards. Wanted the foul, not given. Well defended by Lucy back there as well, picking up that loose ball. 60 seconds left, plus whatever the referee will add on as a mistake from Ryan McLaughlin. Well, McLaughlin, who was called up to the actual full national team for the Northern Irish national team, but had to withdraw due to injury, just shows how highly rated and thought of he is as well. Here's Martins. Knobs it in behind. Flipped forwards though by Maguire. Bodies flying around all over the place. Martins looks as though he could be struggling there. Cowered down and maybe just gone over on his ankle. As it is, Liverpool have won the free kick. Be 1 minute of time added on at the end of this 20 seconds or so that we have. As Bayo picks up the ball and finds Pelosi. Pelosi trying to play that one through. Martins gets there first, wins the free kick because the leg was out from Joey Maguire. Martins to deliver. It's a poor ball by his standards. Rossat. No free kick given. No, it was a late one given by Abdul Malik, which means that we're going to have time just for this. It is going to be Fakobo who stands over this. Rosa's over it as well. We all know what Brazilians can do when they've got the ball at their feet about 30 or 40 yards out. He leaves it though. You do feel that it's going to be the power and pace of the Cameroonian under-21 international that's going to smash this goal bound.
Well, I can't really believe that he's going to strike it from here.
Well, it'll give us an indication because the edge of the D is 22 yards away and there's another 3 or 4, say 5 yards. 27, so 37, 40 yards out. That's a rough estimation.
Well, he's taken a hell of a long run up.
Well, let's see what he's got in his locker.
Before half-time, why not?
Fakobo fires it goal bound, and that was absolutely drilled.
Yeah. Definitely worth an effort, wasn't it?
Well, there is the half-time whistle, and it ends with a nice bit of play, doesn't it? But a good first half, wasn't it, John?
It was. I thoroughly enjoyed it, Paul. We both said, didn't we, that the half flew by. Liverpool can be decently happy about how they set up, nice and solid. Sporting just carried on where they left off in the first game, playing the ball nicely, lots of triangles all over the pitch. Carlos Mane looked really menacing, Fakobo looked decent, and Sporting in control at the moment.
No goals though in this first half at the Jalambasar Stadium in the NexLions Cup. A great first half, and we'll look back on that first half with Steve McMahon and Andy Penders after this short break.
Half-time at the Jalambasar Stadium in the NexLions Cup final. It's Sporting 0, Liverpool 0, but we've been treated to a very entertaining first 45 minutes. Or at least in my humble opinion. Steve McMahon might disagree.
No, I don't really. I think you're spot on. But as a purist, and you've come here and there's 5,000 or 6,000 here, you want to see goals and what they think is entertainment. But as a tactician, I think it's wonderful. Two different setups, two different ways of playing, and I think Liverpool have been. I think they're trying to stifle Sporting Lisbon. You know what they can do on the ball. They're very gifted technically. So Liverpool have got a game plan, and they haven't gone out with an out-and-out centre forward. There's no centre forward actually playing in that role today.
It's very fashionable these days.
Well, it is for Liverpool. They don't have any forwards in the whole club, and you can see that. I mean, even Adam, who's a centre forward and the goal scorer, is out wide, and they've got a diamond in midfield. They've got the four, got a head of a diamond, the tip of the diamond, and then they've got the sitter, and then the two wide players. So there's no actual centre forward there, which is quite intriguing. But they're trying to stop Sporting has been playing, and they've succeeded for the most part. But I think Sporting look very lively and look as though they've got a goal in them.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the Lions' share of chances that they've created in just a moment. First up, worrying scenes at the end of the first half. Wallison was carried off on a stretcher. Dave Roberts has more.
Yeah, Wallison Malman is on his way to hospital. He left the stadium about 5 minutes ago. The fear is he's broken an ankle. He's got a horrible stud mark down the inside of his leg, which all the way to the player who challenged him, we're not quite sure who it was, rested on the ankle. So obviously the blade had damage. The doctor has had a quick look, can move his foot, so the hope is that maybe it's just badly bruised, maybe some ligament damage, but just as a precaution, Malman on his way to hospital for x-rays.
I think that Farley Rosa came on. Farley Rosa was taken off last week, but looks a competent, decent enough player. Let's take a look back at the first half highlights, and the majority of them going Sporting's way, and perhaps they should have, I don't know, edged at least one, maybe two ahead.
Well, this is pure pace, isn't it? I mean, he gets away from the defenders here, and he scuffs, he drags it wide. That's a wonderful opportunity. That should be a goal, and it's our favourite player, isn't it, for Sporting? Many. He shows you his class, his power and pace, but then not composure in front of goal.
It does seem to be you have to present him with a few chances before he takes one of them.
Well, he's not a natural striker, is he? We've heard that from the technical director, to say that he's actually a typical number 7. He's a wide player. So it's in a strange position for him, but he should still do better, having said that.
He certainly has a lot of skill, a lot of craft, a lot of guile. Liverpool going forward. They've done so in spurts, but they've done so quite aggressively at times as well.
Well, this guy has got pace to burn. He's only 16, Ebby. I mean, he's the one that looks the most threatening and the one that can cause problems on a counter-attack. And again, the bounce deceives the goalkeeper. You're thinking that's going to run on and the keeper's got a chance, but it holds up on the difficult pitch and difficult surface. And a little bit of composure here, and it could be 1-0 as again it scups his shot.
Has the pitch contributed to the goalless scoreline?
Possibly. I mean, in lots of ways. I mean, we've seen the injuries as well in all the games we've covered over the weekend, and there's been plenty of injuries
which is a worry, a concern.
It's a big worry. So there must be a common denominator, and I believe that's the pitch. It has to be, and obviously the blades that they wear nowadays, the new boots.
Plenty of positives for Sporting going forward. Stojanovic looks a real handful, Steve, for Kobo in the centre of the park. Looks a real menace, a real big lad. This game looks a lot different to the Singapore-Manchester United
Yeah,
game.
this is more of a...
more mature.
Yes, it's more of a match-up, isn't it? Alino as well, I mean, he looks lively. And if things are going to happen, it's through this guy and obviously Mene. But it's going to take a little bit special to break the deadlock from somebody, and let's hope it happens sooner rather than later. We don't want it to be dragging on and maybe going into penalties. We want this game to be open. The only way that's going to happen if either side scores a goal.
Just a quick look at the stats, and it's a Sporting side that have dominated on everything apart from the fouls. Liverpool getting their foot in and trying to stifle Sporting at times, but it's been tough because it's a Portuguese setup that's got plenty of flair and plenty of imagination. Is it going to be very similar then, Steve, in the second half? Liverpool going about their business, relying on the counter-attack?
Yes, well, I think key was when we spoke to Frank McParland. He's the technical director of Liverpool, and he said the last couple of occasions they've been beaten 5-1 and 3-0 against Sporting Lisbon. So I think they want to put a performance up. They don't want to be beaten heavily. So they've crowded that midfield, they've choked it, and they put not 3 men, 4 men in midfield. So there's the diamond that is trying to stifle the technical ability that Sporting Lisbon have, and then playing the 2 wide players there. So tactically it's intriguing. It's not very pleasing on the eye if you want to see goals, but for me, I'm enjoying it, and I think it's good for the youngsters to learn different ways of adapting and playing different tactics.
The Sporting side, though, look like they've been playing together for a lot longer. They seem to have more of an understanding. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, they look more cohesive in all areas. So that's why Liverpool are doing a job tonight. They're not expansive, and they're making sure that everybody's tight in the units. But Heaton and Jones, the 2 centre-halves for Liverpool, have got the work cut out. They know that if they push up and hold a high line or they make a mistake, then Mene is, or Edalino is on his bike in behind and they're causing them problems. So they have to be on the guard for 90 minutes. They can't switch off from this guy.
Well, they've done it for 45 minutes. Very quick scoreline prediction, please, Steve.
If any team's gonna win it, I think it might be Sporting Lisbon on the break with the pace and power that they have. But we could see penalties in this.
Yeah, a reminder, no extra time in the NexLions Cup, straight to penalties. Who will claim the inaugural Cup competition? Find out. Stay with us. The second half with Paul Macefield and John Wilkinson is on the way.
So the thoughts of Steve McMahon and Andy Penders there on that first half as we get ready to get the second half underway at the Jalan-Besar Stadium in Singapore for the NexLions Cup 2012. Sporting Lisbon 0 and Liverpool 0. This second half just about to get underway. It will be the Reds kicking from left to right and, well, trying a very early audacious effort there. No nonsense shown there from Liverpool. Attacking intent straight away. Cliff forwards, nicely into the path there of Stojanovic. Stojanovic scores! 36 seconds into the second half. They did it 12 seconds into the second half against Manchester United. My oh my, this team know how to come out after the break. Can you believe they've broken the deadlock within a minute of the game restarting? It's absolutely unbelievable. You just couldn't write this script. A stunning finish from Stojanovic. Did ever so well to create that yard for himself and found the bottom corner with a plump. What a finish.
Great finish. Up, back and through. Great second touch. And then an erring finish into the corner. Sporting really do come out after the break, firing on all cylinders. Seen it before, as you said, Paul. Great finish from a class player.
Unbelievable. Well, they say lightning doesn't strike twice, but it certainly has here at the NexLions Cup. 12 seconds, 36 seconds after the start. It's absolutely unbelievable. Martins just finds Edlino. And Liverpool now really need to focus and sort themselves out. Ibe holds on to the ball and keeps possession. McLaughlin gets pressurised and under a lot of pressure. Wants the option, but it's not there.
He wants the option, but there was the option to put it into the channel there for Jordan Ibe. Uses pace.
No foot, no foot.
No foul was the shout coming across there from Fukobo, who's just going to shepherd that one out.
Does very well.
He is a big lad, isn't he? There's no question about that. This 18-year-old really has got a bright future ahead of him. There's no question about that.
Yeah, he has. He's got a good head on his shoulders as well. Very intelligent, understands the game well. For only 18.
He understands his role in the team as well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah. And what surprised me in the first game was I was complaining a little bit that he just held far too much, wasn't moving around. But he pretty much shut me up, because towards the latter stages he really turned the screw and he did move forward, get involved in play a lot more. He knows when to cover as well. He knows when to lose his central position and just come over and cover out wide. And that's a skill in itself.
Little layoff of McLaughlin, tries to get things going again. It was Dunn that was involved. A nice little triangle there, and you can see the thumbs up from Rosa, the substitute, and
such quick feet. Such quick feet from Podense. Lovely little combination.
It's a poor ball inside, and it's going to allow Sporting to come forwards again. Here's Mane. Oh, is that unusual? It looks like he's done his ankle as well.
He's got a little bit of...
No, is it a hamstring?
Look, a little cramp in his hamstring, yeah.
He's holding on to that hammy.
I can only assume that that's because of dehydration.
Here's Rosa. Peeled into a wide position, just fires and drills it in low into the box. Hoisted clear from Bael. No nonsense defending from Tavares. That we've seen already throughout this competition. The 18-year-old playing with maturity, sitting in there at the back and coming forwards when he has to. He allows Semedo to go in there and he just sits, which gives them another attacking option. He's done. That's an indirect free kick. Obstruction. The arm goes up from Abdul Malik. Taken quickly, so Liverpool keen to get on with this game.
I want to see more from Dunn, number 8 on the ball right now. He's one player that really needs to start getting on the ball.
Well, there you go. You've asked for something. He's drilled a shot goal bound. It seemed as though it was a little way off target, but nonetheless he has fired it in. Looks as though Mane is going to be substituted here. It doesn't look as though they want to take any chances or risks. Wilson Jenko is ready to come on. He came on in the first game against Manchester United.
He was another bright spot, wasn't he, really, Wilson Jenko? Really can't take risks with hamstrings.
If you've ever played with a hamstring injury and you try and protect yourself and just try and get on with the game, it just doesn't happen, because inevitably what happens is your other hamstring pops as well because of the stress that you are actually putting onto your body. So not worth the risk.
Looks very disappointed, doesn't he, to come off.
So Manny off, Zenko on. Well, we're just hearing news that the actual doctor that was supposed to be on duty for Sporting and came out with the team has had to go to hospital, not well. So that's why the Liverpool doctor has come across. You accompanied Wilson to hospital. I do apologise, sorry. That's what we're hearing, but that's always nice to see that these teams do share and share alike, so that's nice. A nice ball into the box, and there is Edlino again, trying to lay that one off. Stojanovic keeps possession. Here's Martins.
Well, it looks like Edlino's gone in from the right in towards Carlos Mane's position centrally.
Podense has gone over to the right-hand side as well, so that's interesting. There's the left-footed cross.
And there's that Janko that's come out here on the left. Let's see how Podense does out on the right. See if he's any means that he can cut in on that favoured left foot of his. I'd like to see him get the ball, cut in busily on his left foot and have a strike at goal.
Kobo going in strong there, and play allowed to continue. He's done. And just stops going forwards. There's loads of space on the outside there for Morgan. He's picked up the loose ball. Checks back inside. Keeps the ball. Bale. Again, options not there for Liverpool at the moment.
Well, the movement's not there, Paul. That's the problem. The man on the ball he has a few options, but basically they're just options sideways or backwards.
And there's a mistake from Jones because it's a 3-on-3 situation. Podence getting it wrong on that occasion, though.
Just delayed the pass too long, Podence. Could have just now. And he missed the opportunity.
When was it?
Just then.
It's another chance on begging there for Sporting. That was a poor ball again from Lloyd Jones.
Need to get hold of themselves now, Liverpool. This is where they need a leader. Need to call them back into shape. Hearing calls now from the bench, from the Liverpool bench, to get the ball down and pass it. That's what Liverpool traditionally is all about, of course.
And they did that for many, many successful years.
Style of play's changed recently, of course, but
it's been tweaked.
Yeah, I think that's better.
Steve McMahon, that's been doing our pre-show and our half-time show, of course, was a member of that elusive squad that won everything. They won the championship year after year, and they gave us some great highlights and some great moments, and that's what Liverpool are aiming to try and get back towards. That's why they do fancy a few players from this young crop to come through. Ibe is one of them. He has won the free kick, so let's see what can be delivered here. Yesil, of course, not available for selection due to injury. There he is on the bench. Such a shame, as he looked very, very good and very sharp against Singapore. Jack Dunn to deliver. He delivers it far too close to the keeper, but Miera had to just fist it away. Ibe tries to fire one in. Here's Morgan, fires it back across. Block clear in the end, and it's just hoisted straight up in the air. Nodded back, a bit of head tennis. Morgan fires it in, and again, not enough bodies in there with the pace that Morgan had put on that ball back into the box. Here's the free kick again. Miera having to come a long, long way. Just fists it to safety.
again from me, Morgan had a couple of opportunities to get a strike on at goal.
Stojanovic tries a little reverse pass in there.
Really not been at the races so far, Morgan, for me in this tournament. Came with a big reputation.
Bayo not happy with that decision, but there you can see the arms, the shove, the push. Rosa going to ground. And the Brazilian wins the free kick. That's a nice ball played forwards there, and Heaton had to be on his toes. Liverpool trying to be a little bit too clever. Pedonce almost getting there, but Pelosi has to mop things up.
It's Mark Pelosi doing something that Pelosi shouldn't have been doing in that area of the field, especially under pressure.
Liverpool ball.
A few of the Liverpool players, important key attacking creative players, have gone missing over the last, well, ever since we started this second half.
Ribeiro cool and comfortable there and tries that searching pass in behind. Pedonce is going to get there. The little frame will hold that ball up, flicks it into the middle, and that's close. Edlinoy almost getting on the end of that. Good player game from Sporting. The ability to mix it up, the long diagonal pass that they have been hitting. They do play pretty football on the floor as well, and it's that fine balance, isn't it, that's helping them win this game.
It is. It's that long and short play, but it's also the tempo at which they play. They play a slower tempo sometimes, and it's the quickness when they move the ball quickly all of a sudden, which catches Liverpool out of position and out of shape.
Dunn wins the throw. Liverpool getting ready to make a substitution down in front of us. See the play getting stripped off. Here's Dunn again. Dunn fires it straight into Tavares, so that's going to be a corner. A little bit more urgency now about Liverpool. Corner taken quickly to that near post area, and the header from Pelosi not a million miles away. It was blocked clear, so another corner taken short. Bayo holding off Stojanovic there, and that's going to be a goal kick. No, it's a corner. Well, the linesman's pointed for the corner. It is actually Tavares that was putting the pressure on.
Yeah, it's definitely not a corner. But Dunn getting on the ball now, Jack Dunn getting on the ball now, which is extremely important for Liverpool. Don't know how he's given that corner.
Given us a corner. It is a corner, nonetheless. Morgan delivers to that near post area again. Pelosi is the target. Ain't got too much on it. Instead of a glance, it was a full header, and they are getting ready to bring on Pedersen, the Swedish under-19 international right winger. Semedo looking to play out from the back. Plays it out wide to Pedonce, who's dropped deep. Semedo finds Martins. Back to Semedo. So they make ground. There's no question about that. Semedo skips past the challenge, looks to deliver into the box. It's a dangerous ball. And attacking that was Edlino. That's going to be a corner. And again, Liverpool all hands on deck as Heaton had to come across and just clear it to safety.
Well, that was Semedo again, the centre-back, coming up and creating that opportunity. Playing almost as a right winger.
The ball fired in for Colbo with a free header. Should really have hit the target there. Attacked it well, but just couldn't get the angle back towards goal. You can see going up and attacking it. Maybe just a slight nudge that put him off in his bag.
It was a fantastic leap, wasn't it?
Maybe Semedo again, just coming through the back of everything. Substitution will be made now. It is going to be Dunn that comes off. been asked to go and push forwards a little bit more and get involved a little bit more in today's game because of Yersel missing. But it is going to be Pedersen that comes on, the Swede, the under-19 international, who's 18 years old. Had a few injuries last year, but has managed to get through the season, but big things expected from him. Signed from Setanta IF in Sweden.
He's going to go over there on the right side, on the left side rather.
And eBay is on this near side. Looks to create a yard and does. Fires one into the box. Blocked clear by Tavares. That was a clash of heads. Oh, let's hope that that's okay. Two of them coming together. And that just tells you about the commitment. It's the two Liverpool physios on the pitch and on the field of play, and the doctors just trying to make sure they're okay. As we said, the doctor from the Portuguese side has had to go to hospital with Malwan, so the Liverpool bench and doctors happy to help out. Doesn't look like there's any blood there. As though there could be a little nasty gash there on the side of the head on McLaughlin as he went to attack that ball. Looks as though they're trying to stem the flow.
So it could be a big gash, Paul, unfortunately.
Well, it'd be interesting to hear what Dave Roberts thinks about that down on the sideline, because he's closer to the action with all the players. There you go, tape him up, yep. No problem. Well, it seems to be gone are the days of running down the tunnel quickly to go and get your head stitched and then get back on. Of course, no blood has to be present. It's going to be a drop ball, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. The referee stopping this straight away, and Sporting, very sportingly, give the ball back to Liverpool. It looks as though there's a bit of glue and a bit of Vaseline on the head, so the gash may not be as bad as first thought. Nicely inside, Pelosi keeps possession. Lucy Bayal almost gets caught in possession from Rosa, but does well just to slow that down. Ibe. Bayal again just miscontrolling that one, and he's going to get a yellow card because he's gone straight through the back there of Stojanovic.
Well, I think Stojanovic was very, very clever there. Got his body in between the player and the ball. Very, very turns quickly, gets his body in the way. Very, very clever.
The referee, as is the custom, has to come across and allow Ryan McLaughlin back onto the field of play. Can't trust these fourth officials, but when there's blood injuries, the referees do like to come and check themselves. So Yeleni Bayal goes into the book. And Liverpool back to full strength. There's a little clip, this time by Stojanovic. Play switch, that's a great ball from eBay. Switching play over to that far side. Pedersen cutting inside, is still Pedersen. Finds Morgan, but little challenge coming in there. Means that Liverpool are halted in their tracks. Edlino. Possession kept, Ribeiro involved. Edlino finds it, it's nice play. Janko through on goal. Should score. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That will go down as a huge miss. The toe poke, you could see what he was trying to do, find that far corner. But he got it all so wrong right at the death.
He did, but look at the power and pace just to get into this area. Absolutely tore open the Liverpool defence. And it was a gaping goal. Couldn't hit the net. Fantastic build-up play again.
Nice play from Liverpool. Pelosi's in here. The keeper hesitated. Cleared off the line. Tavares had to track all the way back in there. Danger not clear yet though. Ibe finds Morgan. Morgan shoots, and that's gone just wide as well. Liverpool starting to get a foothold in this game and take the game to Sporting. the skipper Adam Morgan just trying to get everybody going again. This is the attempt, just snatching at it slightly, but that wasn't too far away if we see that from behind the goal. But this was the earlier one. The keeper comes, stops, Mieres comes, stops, and then Tavares is in there having to clear it off the line.
If it wasn't for Tavares, it would have been all square against the run of play.
Pelosi's made a good run in behind. He's unmarked and has 2 red shirts in the box. Pelosi, what a touch that was. Brilliant defending. Facobo put the challenge in, and now Martins can look to break forwards quickly.
Brilliant, brilliant defending from Facobo. Absolute great challenge, and it sure did need to be. Pelosi's been in a couple of times now, looking very, very sharp.
And Pelosi's starting to push a little bit further forwards, get in beyond the strikers, cause this back four from Sporting a few problems, and that's exactly what they want and what they need. Here's the defending. Great little check back from Pelosi. Just launched himself at it. It's perfect. Rossat trying to be a little bit too intricate in the pass. That's a lovely ball into the middle of the park, finding Lucy though. Lucy has time to run and space to run into, and then gets it all wrong. Had Pedersen just outside him.
Free kick, no?
Unfortunately, the ball isn't an opponent. Chance here though for Janko to deliver. Janko trying to turn McLaughlin inside out. He defends well, and that's a goal kick. And again, we're seeing good levels of defending here, both sides.
Yeah, and I don't think we give enough credit sometimes to the quality of defending. It's been very, very good at times. Lack of concentration certainly, but in the main, very, very good quality defending.
That's
good
a
awareness.
poor back pass there, which means Miera has to come out and just clear his lines. Stankovic wins the header. Rossat tries to help it on, and that's going to be a Liverpool ball. Well, John, as you're more of an attack-minded player and getting forwards and scoring your fair share of goals here and there, you maybe don't appreciate as much as other people the defensive duties in the side of the game as well, which is always nice for you to highlight it there.
Oh, thanks very much, Paul. Thanks very much. But as a midfielder, Paul, I have to say that I get equally annoyed with strikers who, you know, do nothing all throughout the game, and then suddenly just ball comes off their ear in the back of the net, and they're in the papers the next day.
You don't mind, you pick up your win
So basically,
bonus.
I don't like anyone.
You pick up your win bonus, so you're happy. A 1-0 victory.
The wife's happy.
Ribeiro trying to create a yard for himself. eBay doing better today than he did the other day. Was back there tracking and chasing in. Now that should have been a Sporting ball as well.
He does look better today, doesn't he,
Yeah.
Jordan eBay? Seems more confident today. Really positive. Every time he gets the ball, he's looking to try to face his defender up and take him on and get to the byline. Why shouldn't he, with all that pace that he's got to burn?
Well, he was on the left-hand side in the last game. Maybe that's had an effect. He's more accomplished on the right-hand side. So,
From an outside, yeah.
yeah. Because he's got the pace, he doesn't really need to come in as much as Ribeiro. Just tries the switch pass, easily dealt with though by Ryan Fulton, and bowled out quickly to Jones. Just over 20 minutes to go. Liverpool have to save this game. Morgan holds it up. Little reverse pass in behind Pelosi, making that run. Fighting and battling well there. The flag's gone up for a free kick down in front of us. The referee ignoring it and choosing to play on for Kobo. Oh, that's awful from Ribeiro. Ibe inside Morgan. Good defending. Rossat back there, putting the challenge in, making sure it wasn't a free shot. Kobo plays it in to Edlino. Bodies flying around all over the place here. Who said that junior football's all about coming for the experience? This is about winning a game of football now. That's a great ball, played in behind. He can get there but can't deliver quality. Maguire just hits the Sporting defender. Pelosi, time and space, has acres of time and space to turn. Pedersen twists back into trouble.
Just couldn't get his feet sorted out so he could have a strike on goal, Pedersen.
Sporting not happy. They are going to make a change or two in a moment. Liverpool really do have this game now by the scruff of the neck. Great play, switch to this near side. eBay definitely onside. Ribeiro comes over to face him up. eBay steps inside one, steps inside two, gets upended, and that's a free kick in a very, very dangerous position.
He did great there. Defender knew that he likes to go on the outside, wanted to get to the byline, wasn't giving him any of it. eBay took a different route. His quick feet.
It is a free kick as well.
Well, yeah, just about. I mean, played for a little bit, but now in a great area.
Do you go for goal, or do you just hang one up for your big boys? It looks very flat there. They're very much in.
I think you try to
6-yard box.
with loads of pace, Paul, towards the far post, and you hope one of your players.
Yep.
Didn't even have to be one of your players, just any touch.
Morgan.
And that's exactly what you don't want to do. To state the obvious. And that
Thank you, Sherlock. Yeah, that's such a shame, and you could see there the frustration of the defenders who have come all the way up from the back to join in there. Double change will be made here by Sporting. Christian Ponde is coming on. It is going to be Podence that goes off. And it is going to be Stojanovic that goes off, and Kande that comes on.
Well, Luka Stojanovic has shown enough to me, and I know to you as well, Paul, to prove that he can be a very, very good player and a star for the future. Showing some lovely touches. This is Podence coming off.
Great story about Ponde, who is coming on though, which we heard before the game from Pedro Alfonso, turning around and saying that there were clubs after him. He's Romanian that moved to Portugal when he was 8 years old, and just one day there was a television crew out and they were filming him playing football, and it got aired and everybody went after him. All the top clubs in Portugal went after this young lad, and they were offering him houses, they were offering his family jobs, they were offering money, and Sporting turned around and said, we will teach you to play football properly. He signed for Sporting.
What a lovely story. Lovely story, and what a fantastic player he is.
Yep. He's a real quality asset, there's no question about that. Great work from McLaughlin. eBay.
So what country is he represented, Paul?
Oh, it's a great touch, Pelosi. Oh, he's just taken that extra touch. Well, he can represent both because he's been in Portugal for long enough now, so. Bael with a lovely ball threaded through. He's come into the game a lot more this second half because he's become a little bit more central. Rosa, strong challenge there from Heaton, and Heaton comes forwards and has options. Rosa from behind, but won the ball cleanly. Martins launches this one long.
It's getting a little bit stretched now, the game.
It's got to, hasn't it? Flag's gone up offside.
Shouldn't really be offside, looking along the line.
Janko, it is the man that came on as a sub some 10 minutes ago.
But Pelosi, yeah, shouldn't have been offside. But Pelosi earlier, just trying to set it up on his left foot. Let's see what he was trying to do early. He was trying to get it on his left foot to drag it onto his right. Just didn't show too much to the defender.
There's a ball tucked into the channel and asking Pedersen to get there, and Martin shows his pace by getting back in there.
He's had a good game, Martins, for me.
He's had two good games.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah, fair play to him. It's been great going forward. He's been good in defence. Very, very lively.
17 years old, and you say he could be one for the future.
Yeah, very impressed.
He's got Bossingwa from 5-10 years ago with that pace going up and down.
That is a very good shot,
yeah. Yellow card shown for Miera. He'll need to be careful now, even though he has picked up the skipper's armband. The referee will note all this down and add an extra minute for time wasting, that is for sure. There's no question about that. But there is still time for Liverpool to get back into this. They're only trailing by that 1 goal. A little nudge in the back there from Bale. Facobo just telling everyone to calm down there, and he'll get on the ball. Morgan standing with his arms outstretched saying, can we not get on with this? It's a good ball forwards. Well defended though by Maguire. And again, Maguire just hacks it clear. Ibe is the intended target. Ribeiro just tries to go over the back of him. Ibe does well there to use his upper body strength, and now he uses his pace. And who's there but Facobo? What a challenge that was from him. Daniel Trinket-Smith just getting ready to come on as well. Likes to play in the hole, and they've gone and they've taken off Yeleni Bayo, the more defence-minded player, and they have brought on Trinket-Smith. Trinket-Smith, who was signed from Crewe, does like to play just in the hole, so it'll be interesting to see how far he pushes forwards. Well, he's made a mistake there, which means that Liverpool are going to be on the back foot straight away. Rosa showing a nice bit of skill. And here is our overlapping centre-half, Semedo. Maybe he's nearly caught in an offside position. But again, players dropping in, Facobo just dropping in. We can see that from our position as that's blocked to the edge of the box. Liverpool all hands on deck there. McLaughlin's going to get to the ball first.
It's great, isn't it? The more you see Semedo, the more you realise that he doesn't really want to play centre-back, does he? He's not really interested in playing back there.
A frustrated striker.
Yeah.
Martin's doing well there, dragging Pedersen under the ball. It's bounced over everybody's head, and it'll be a throw-in for Sporting. Kande tries a little step over, wins the free kick. Rossa having a bit of an argument here with Facobo about who's going to take this. Free kick's been given.
So is over it. This ball will be bent into the box.
Well, would you argue with Facobo? That's the
not after the strike, just
say.
Before half time.
Be interesting to see who's going to do this. Will he hang one up?
I think it's a bit of an awkward angle as well.
It is. Rosa has hung one up there and just headed clear. Good defending. Liverpool now sort their back line out. Ribeiro keeps possession. Janko back to Ribeiro. Kande. That's good work from the substitute. Kande wins the throw-in.
Pretty amazing, isn't it? These Sporting players, whoever goes off, the substitute comes on to replace them and just carries on. Seems the same player in exactly the same mould.
It's actually quite frightening when you put it like that, isn't it? And the way that they do go about their business. Looked like a foul throw. Play allowed to continue. Hack clear from McLaughlin. Again, we had some fantastic insight into the Sporting Academy when Pedro Alfonso said, we'll touch on what he said in a minute, as Martins can deliver this into the box, elects to go to Kande instead. Kande manages to get round the back and deliver into the box, headed clear by Heaton. He actually turned around and said, basically said of Mane, he said he can play number 7, can play number 10, can play number 11, number 9,
but we
number
needed
8.
A striker, yeah.
And then he said exactly the same about Facobo, said exactly the same about Rosa, so that they have a different ethos and mentality of teaching and coaching players over there, which was a real amazing insight to be able to see how different it is from the UK, how different it is from Asia, and what their thought process is about development of players.
Well, we spoke about it in the first game. We talked a little bit about Ajax, about how they like their players, part of their football education is to play a variety of positions before a certain age, and I think that just helps you understand the game better. You understand your teammates' position.
Rosas shoots from range and pulls it just wide.
Decent little effort.
Well, it would have been tears of joy had he hit the back of the net there.
Decent, not far away at all.
We'll see what it means to him. Here he is again, getting on that loose ball. Doing well. Here it is, Pondé. Brings in for Kobo. Well, we know he can hit them. Just tries to dink one forwards. Maybe he was better off shooting there, the way that we've seen him hit the ball.
And on this surface, the ball actually sat up nice for him. He could have really struck that on a half volley almost.
Flipped on by Ibe. It's going to go easily back to Miera, who collapses on the ball. And the referee just stating that he should hurry up here. That's exactly what he does. Just clears his lines. He's already got a yellow card for time wasting. Sporting have just got themselves back into this game, you feel, with the substitutions that have been made.
Yeah, it's livened them up a lot. They seem a lot sharper than Liverpool at the moment.
Good work from Pedersen down the left-hand side. Yep. Martin's guilty with the challenge. Kobo just trying to stick up for his teammates, as you do, but the yellow card's been brandished to Martins for that challenge.
Well, that was the first and only time I've seen Martins get done for pace. Pedersen was obviously very, very sharp. It's been a very, very quick game.
Let's see what quality can be delivered into the box here then. It only needs a little nick or something. That's what Liverpool need. Headed away. Not far enough, it's still bouncing and bobbling around. Is that handball? Shouts of handball as no nonsense. Tavares just puts his foot straight through it. Rosa picks up the loose ball. And it's the substitute Trinket Smith that gets caught in possession. It's 2 against 1 here. Good defending from Joe Maguire.
That was good defending, very rugged, good defending from Jerry Maguire. Did fantastically well. Oh, sorry, did I say Jerry Maguire?
I think you did say Jerry Maguire.
Sorry, I meant Joe Maguire.
Joey Maguire.
Apologies there, Joe.
Another change for the green and whites.
Number 14,
Edlino is coming off.
Luis Cortez.
It's going to be Luis Cortez that comes on. So almost done. 6 minutes. Plus a little bit of stoppage time for Liverpool to salvage this game. They've already lost twice in the last 12 months, 5-1 and 3-0 to Sporting. They're getting closer, it has to be said, but they're not close enough at the moment.
I have to say, Sporting looking the most likely to score again. A lot sharper so far. Like you said, Paul, those substitutions made earlier really did kind of...
They made a massive difference.
I think they did. Yeah. Just as right timing as well, just as Liverpool was starting to really take control of this game.
Pedersen wins the header, but back there defending is Janko. Played forwards and Pondé was offside and had to check back. Wins the throw-in though, which is exactly what they want at this stage of the game.
Well, I'm a little bit nervous, you know, at the end of the game when somebody asked me, who do you really tip to go on out of the Sporting lineup to go on and make a name for themselves? Well,
I haven't asked you that yet, so
I just know it. I know it's going to come.
preempting the questions.
I know it's going to come, and it's one of them, you know. It's like, take your pick, because...
No, come on. I mean, from what we've seen throughout this tournament, okay, let's start with Sporting. Give me one or two names from each club.
Well, I liked Janko, who came on. Carlos Mane, of course. Facobo, who's on the ball now, was terrific. Eduardo, good. And I thought...
so that's the first 11 that started. Is there anybody else? Rosa plays it forwards. Oh, Pondé just trying to be a little bit
But I tell you what,
precise.
my main tip for Sporting would be Gelson Martins, who I think has just been... He was great in the first game. Didn't put a foot wrong. But in this game, I just think...
And there he is again.
There he is, right on cue. Thank you, Gelson. Not only didn't he put a foot wrong in this game, I thought he was great defending as well.
Flag stayed down. Got to be. Great save from Fulton. Pondé was with the shot. Nice little flick on Pelosi. Well, there's another one, Semedo, who's been solid.
Semedo, yeah, I mean, I could talk about Semedo as well. I think, though, once he makes a step up into maybe into the seniors, he might be knocking on the door of the coach asking if he can play right or left wing.
Semedo with a big booming free kick forwards. Also bringing that down on his chest, but losing out. If you had to pick one or two from Liverpool, who would you say?
I like Pelosi. I think he's shown enough to me to show that he can really step his game up, and he's a player that if you're a coach, you could really work with him and get a lot of joy from him. I mean, spoke about Morgan. He came here with a big reputation, but hasn't really shown me anything at all. I also thought that maybe defender Heaton, Niall Heaton, I've been impressed with him. He's had a bit of a thankless task because he's had to, in the first half, control Carlos Mane. Hasn't got a lot of pace, Heaton, but you know that he'll do a great job for you.
Just going on the outside. There's chance here for Liverpool, a real chance. The wrong option. Pedersen had 3 red shirts in the box to pick out, and picked out the keeper. That is a big miss.
Yeah, you say that, but there wasn't really a clear option. This one here.
I think it's Smith was there on the penalty spot. That was probably the best option.
I think once he delayed it, the option's gone, yeah. Unfortunate, but a decent little opening. Pedersen's been decent since he came on. I was surprised at his pace. I didn't see that in the first game. It's very difficult to judge just on
2 games, isn't it?
Yeah, it is really. I mean, a lot of these boys are still...
Well, we know that this Sporting side has been together for about 8 to 10 years. They've been together for a very long time, whereas some of the players here that have been assembled, you only have to look at Ibe, who's brought into the club, you know, sort of 6 months ago, 12 months ago. You've got Yessel, that cost £1 million, you know, from the German side. And, you know, the bits and bobs, and this is a work in progress for Liverpool as opposed to Sporting that's more established, yeah?
Yeah, it is really a work in progress. I was speaking to Alex Inglethorpe after the first game, and I said, you know, you've got some good boys there, and he said, we have, but I've only been here 2 weeks, and he said, we're not quite have the quality that we had at Spurs, he said, but, you know, I've got to kind of start, we've got to kind of start from scratch and build it up again. And that's not just about getting players in, that's just about getting his philosophy and the club's philosophy into these boys.
Everybody forwards for Liverpool, 90 seconds plus stoppage time. Oh, and Pedersen gets that one wrong. Martins is there, and it's just lashed to safety. You see the board from the 4th official down in front of me, and it looks as though there's going to be 3 minutes of time added on at the end of this game. Liverpool have made inroads, though, into Sporting, it has to be said. If it stays this way, it would just be a 1-0 defeat after losing 3-0 and 5-1 in the last 12 months. So progress has been made by the Reds. It's a nice ball played forward. Rosa is bursting to try and get forwards at the far post because it's Pondé who finds a great little pass inside. This kills the game off, and it doesn't get better than that. What a finish, as cool as you like.
Fantastic breakaway play, wasn't it? Terrific.
What a goal that was on the counter-attack. It totally kills this game. But what a wonderful, wonderful goal.
Suddenly turned from what would have been not a bad outing for Liverpool, a performance they could have been pretty proud of. Sporting would argue that it was a comprehensive performance from them.
There you can see Rosa at the far post, but it is the substitute, Luis Cortez, who makes absolutely no mistake and totally kills this game, and Sporting will be crowned champions of the NexLions Cup, that is for sure.
Fresh legs, fantastic run, fresh legs from Cortez, all the way from his middle of his own half to get onto the end of that ball, and his first touch to take him past the defender was fantastic. And a very, very cool finish.
Well, you have to say tactically completely spot on as well there then.
Yeah.
Coach made those changes when Liverpool were getting on top. What did they do? They went from strength to strength. Then all of a sudden he's thrown another couple of subs on late on in the piece, and that's it. It's all over. 3 minutes of time added on. We've had one. Could we get a goal from Liverpool, which would give us a grandstand finish? That would be sure. Ribeiro clearing his lines. Strong, solid header from McLaughlin. Ube just can't get there. Here it is, Rosa. He's been tireless since he came on as well. Oh, that was close. Ball adjudged to have gone out. I think overall as well, John, we do have to say that Sporting have played the best football while they've been here. The first half, they weren't the best against Manchester United, we have to be honest about that, but in this game they dictated the pace of play, didn't they, the first 45 minutes. Then they lost the plot for about 15-20 minutes, even though they managed to score just after the break, but then they've dominated the last 20-25 minutes as well. So would you say that they're deserved champions? You have to say that,
yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, you said it in the first half, it was pretty much one-way traffic, and in Sporting's favour, of course, but the second half it wasn't quite like that. Liverpool did play their part, gave Sporting some problems, but never enough problems to really go on and win this game. I thought Sporting have been absolute quality throughout this tournament.
Maguire unable just to keep that in play. Last couple of seconds then as the clock runs down, and we can expect some celebrations here. The Portuguese do like a party. Testified to that, having spent 2 weeks at Sporting myself.
You just went there for the party, didn't you?
Absolutely, and what's wrong with that? But they will be partying tonight as the referee Abdul Malik puts the whistle into the mouth, and the arms are raised from the Portuguese players and the Sporting side. The Liverpool players fall to the floor and they look absolutely devastated that they haven't managed to win this one. But it's been a fantastic encounter. It's been a great final. It opened up nicely that second half, and it was that goal 36 seconds into the second half that got everything going.
Well, it did. It meant that Liverpool really had to come out and give as good as they got. You know, they really had to come out and start playing attacking football. They got Jordan Ebe into the game a lot more, and he caused a lot of problems for Sporting. He's one for the future, but Sporting, players for the future, take your pick. There's loads of them, and played the best football easily in this tournament. Joy to watch, Paul.
It's actually really nice because all the players are shaking hands, they're giving each other big hugs. It's been a wonderful, wonderful event here at the NexLions Cup 2012. It's a final that sees Sporting Lisbon win 2-0. Stojanovic scoring and Luis Cortez putting the nail in the coffin. Sporting are champions.
Stadium. Stojanovic on the score sheet just after half-time, as they did against Manchester United last time out, and Cortez adding a little bit of gloss to the scoreline. A much improved second half from Liverpool. They certainly gave it certainly a good push. Let's just get some reaction first up. Dave Roberts is pitch side.
Yeah, and with Ruben Semendo. Ruben, congratulations. How much did you enjoy that?
Okay, I think it's a difficult game, but we play good, and this is very hot, but we can do a good job. All the team is great, and I'm happy. I'm happy for this.
So you got to put up with this all the time. Your teammates seem happy.
Yeah, yes, he's very happy because it's a job, and every player is do good job, and yes, we continue the job for the last year and this year.
What is the secret behind Sporting and the talent you have?
Work and work, nothing more.
Well, now you need to dry, so I wish you well. Enjoy the celebrations.
Thank you. Okay, all right.
I do hope they got Dave Roberts.
I doubt it. He's got no change of gear anyway.
A superior Sporting lineup. Why were they so superior, Steve?
Well, technically they were better, and I think that's refreshing to hear a young lad say that it was work, and I keep drumming on into youngsters. You know, you can have talent, and if you don't get the best out of yourself by working hard every day, each and every day, then you won't get any better.
What sort of commitment does that involve?
Dedication, application, timekeeping, all of them things that people outside of football don't appreciate.
Well, and the likes of Manchester United, Liverpool don't have that.
No, they do. But I'm just commenting on the fact that how good they were and what you need to be a good team and a good player. Yes, to be a professional footballer at any club, you need all of them ingredients. But certainly when you've got the talent, which Sporting Lisbon have, then you add that to the hard work, and that's what makes you special.
They have talent in Carlos Mane. As we look back at the first and second half highlights, I'd love to see him as a winger or as number 7.
Well, I'd love to see him just play. I think he's great to watch. I mean, he's exciting, whether he's on the wide position or he's playing up top. He could even play in behind a main striker. He's that talented. Yeah, one for the future, certainly.
Paul Mayfield asked John Wilkinson, which players does he think from the Sporting team will make it through to a decent level? And he basically ended up naming the whole 11. He was that impressed with all of them.
Yeah, and as a team, you know, you move forward together, and they certainly done that. I did like the big centre half as well. I mean, strong, powerful. You know, we don't just see the technical ability, we see the power and strength that they have. And fair play to them. They try and play the right way, which is always encouraging.
Liverpool in the second half were a lot stronger. Why?
Well, the goal helped. The goal helped the game, and that's what we were crying out for. Wish someone would score to open a game out, to make someone press. Well, then I thought it's poor defending. I really did by Heaton, I think it was. He turned a bit. I mean, like a ship, I think, turning around in a dock. But here, see, it's too easy for the
it's that pitch again,
right? Yeah, well, it might be. I think it's the player, not the pitch this time. But it's certainly a good finish.
Yes, Stojanovic impressed out wide throughout the competition. He's currently taking his bow as we look back at the second half highlights. Anyone from Liverpool there? We've talked about who's impressed us from this Sporting side. Who from Adam Morgan, for example, came with a high reputation, but he didn't really deliver.
Adam Morgan was the biggest disappointment of the tournament for me. I don't know what position he is. I was trying to work out whether is he wide, is he in behind a striker, is he a striker? But I'm still told that he's a goal scorer, and I can't see it. I'm looking and thinking, well, what else does he do? You know, and struggled.
Pelosi there, who just went close. He was one player who did shine.
Pelosi